What's going on, everybody? It's your guy Waddles here. Welcome back. Today, I have some block combination ideas for you. 1.13 or 1.3 or easier, the update Aquatic adds a lot of new blocks. I went ahead in creative and played with these blocks a little bit, and I came up with some nice combination ideas. Now, these are just going to be basic ways that you can use these blocks to build pretty much. I'll go ahead and show you every block that I use and all of that, and if you have a better idea or another cool idea using one of the new blocks, any of them, let me know. Tell us all about that down below in the comments. I hope you enjoy this video. Leave a like if you do, subscribe if you do, and let's look at some combos. Combination number one here is a modern design that I have going on here. I'm using this new smooth sandstone block. It's smooth on every single side, and I really like the look of it, so I wanted to do something with 3D and depth here. Now, I'm also using stripped oak logs, quartz blocks for the floor, and then some gray terracotta to line this thing. Now, of course, you can make any kind of variation on any of these designs that I'm going to show you, but I'm just showing off some uses here. So the idea here, as always, is to match colors. So the sandstone and the oak go really well together to me. And then I was going for a more modern build. So I did some quartz floor and then these sturdy borders here, creating even more depth on this crazy wall already. Maybe this would be the inside of maybe like a museum or a big building or something like that. Just kind of an interesting looking wall showcasing this new block right here. Moving on over, we have the wonderful blue ice, or blue ice, and then I'm using sea lanterns, oak planks, stone slabs, and stripped birch logs. You're going to see a lot of use of these stripped logs in these designs because I'm absolutely in love with them. But right here, I'm using the sea lantern to complement the blue ice right in here, and I'm making some kind of tunnel. I could see this being maybe a subway tunnel or some kind of, underground hallway to somewhere. Not necessarily above the ground, but it could be above the ground, of course, if that's what you wanted. I could see you going down here and making some beams coming down, and maybe it's like a store or some kind of cool design like that. But I think the blue ice and the stripped birch log, or blue ice and birch in general, work really well together because the colors are just so nice looking. Now, the blue ice also works really well with sandstone. If I swing back over here and take a look at that, the colors are just so nice together, in my opinion. So keep that in mind when you're trying to build with these blocks. Maybe you can combine those in some kind of way, but this is my next design for you. While we're on the topic of blue ice looks like clouds to me, or the sky, or something like that, so I made a little mural here. This is meant to be the sun, and then we have some clouds, so it's blue ice, and then white carpet and yellow carpet, of course. Just kind of cool. You could maybe throw something like this in a ceiling, or in a giant wall, or I guess even in the floor like I did here, but it's meant to just look kind of cool, kind of nice. I really like the blue texture on this block, so I just wanted to show the idea off. Swinging right on over to the next one. This uses the coral blocks. Now, I'm using dead bubble coral and dead fire coral, and then the oak is just kind of here. It's a wall, it's not really part of the design. The whole idea here is making a checkered floor out of these coral blocks. So if you go into the inventory here and look up coral, of course, and grab any one of them, you can go and interchange these and make an interesting checkered pattern. What I like here is how subtle the difference is. Now, of course, I was using the two that I was using before, fire and bubble coral, because they're so close in design. And since they're so close in design already, it kind of adds to that weird visual effect of, wait, what's going on here? Kind of an interesting looking floor, but also a nice looking floor in my opinion. This isn't too attention grabbing at all. It's very subtle, but it also is attention grabbing at the same time because it's like, wait, what? What's going on there? That's kind of cool. And in my opinion, it looks even better from far away. So if we had like a floor up here and you could see through it, like a glass floor or something, just looks kind of cool looking down at it and seeing the patterns kind of blend together a little bit. Now, while we're on the idea of the coral blocks, the dead coral blocks, you can use those blocks to make a wonderful looking wall. So what I'm using here is cracked stone bricks, cobblestone, of course. Then I'm using dead bubble coral, then dead tube coral, and dead horn coral. So I did each type of coral in a section and then half of a section down here, but I'm just showing off right here that you can make some kind of randomized variation of these blocks, and it makes a very old and worn out looking wall here. Now, of course, you can take this base idea and make any kind of wall shape you want. You could add depth to it. Maybe you go and add slabs to it or something, like cobblestone slabs and maybe even stairs, just to make it look a little more, worn out and piled and everything like that. But, basic concept here that you can use these with cobblestone and stuff to make a wall. You can even use these for a path too. Just imagine the wall on the floor, basically, same idea. The dead coral blocks work really well with the gray blocks that are already in the game. The new dried kelp block is an interesting one. It's kind of tiled already, so I wanted to go ahead and make a design with that. In this design, I'm using spruce slabs, sandstone, chiseled sandstone, and then stripped acacia logs. See, I told you I would be using these stripped logs a lot. But I went ahead and used the dried kelp block as a floor in here because, like I said, it looks like a tiled floor to me. And, with all of these crosses, it makes an interesting design in here. It almost looks like the block is inside of the square, even though it's actually the four corners of the square. Now, I am doing secret lighting in here with sea pickles and water. That's just trapdoors and a water source in there with some sea pickles. So that's kind of cool. That's a new way to do some lighting in a build. And then I'm coming in here with the acacia logs as a subtle little detail, a stripe along the back and sides of it. Now, of course, I didn't put a front wall in here, but I'm imagining this type of build underground or something, not necessarily in a building. Maybe if you're making a cave base, this could be some kind of little storage room or a little crafting area or something like that. But I just really like the look of this green floor in here. It's really different when you think about all the other blocks in the game, other than some of the terracotta blocks, like this dark green one. But it's still even different than that. I know I'm probably going to end up using this kelp block as a floor somewhere in one of my worlds. It just really seems to fit to me, and it makes sense, and it's just cool looking. And finally, we have an evil-looking design here, a more grand, fancy design as well. So what I'm using here is dark oak logs, stripped dark oak logs, red nether bricks, and nether brick stairs, and spruce fences. Now, I do have this black concrete in here, but that is kind of just a placeholder because you would have the inside of the build, and I didn't set up an inside of this build. So what I'm going for here is a dark and evil looking castle type thing. Now, of course, I just kind of ended it up top. You would go ahead and, of course, put something up here. Mine just stops, but I'm using these stripped logs and spruce fences to make a nice arch in here, and then having, the normal dark oak logs come out and everything like that. The thing about this design is I love the colors together. It looks, evil and dark, and that's what I was going for. That's a building tip that I would have for you is, if you're going for an evil-looking build, pick darker-looking blocks. If you're going for a happy build, pick lighter blocks. Kind of common sense. Dark is evil and mysterious and whatever, but this is the whole build idea here. And you could even take this idea and expand upon it and make these maybe beams come up a little bit more and come out or something like that. Whatever you want to do, of course, with any of these build ideas. It's always a great idea to take a build that you kind of like and make it into something you really like. Add your own style, your own personality. If you like to do checkered walls, do checkered walls. Do whatever. Just make it something you like and something that you're proud of. The key to being a great builder in Minecraft is to just try new things. Do different combinations that you don't usually do. Do weird things, and maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't work sometimes. It doesn't work a lot of the time for me, but these are my block combo ideas. Now, I have a lot more, so maybe there'll be a part 2 to this video or something like that. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know about one combo that you have that you're going to use once this update comes out. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Waddles. I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.